It is a given that collecting watches is an expensive hobby. Indeed, some timepieces from luxury brands like Rolex can cost up to a few $1,000s. But did you know that the most expensive watches can cost up to millions of dollars? Check out which of these top 10 most expensive watches that made the list. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 10. Vacheron Constantin 57260, $8 million. The Vacheron Constantin 57260 is currently the most complicated watch in the world. It has 57 complications that include alarm functions, astronomical calendar functions, and time measurement functions, among others. Out of the 57 complications, 10 of these are brand new and were introduced by Vacheron Constantin. An incredible feat is that it's made by only 3 watchmakers. These people have dedicated 8 years of their lives to create this masterpiece. In spite of the many complications, the dial of the watch remained visually pleasing. Indeed, this watch is a mark of Vacheron Constantin's excellence in watchmaking and artistry. Number 9. Patek Philippe reference 1518 in stainless steel, $11 million. It's no question that the Patek Philippe reference 1518 in stainless steel is one of the most sought-after horological pieces. The fact that it is the only perpetual calendar chronograph watch that's made in such metal made it appealing. In fact, some people would even claim that this model is the most complicated stainless steel watch, as high-complication watches are usually made with precious metals. Now, there are only 4 known units of this model, and as discussed above, rarity plays a big part in a watch's value, and it was definitely a factor when the watch was sold for a jaw-breaking $11 million at an auction. Number 8. Paul Newman Rolex Daytona, $17.6 million. It's a given that Rolex Daytonas are popular, but there's a special kind of Daytona that fetches a lot more money. The model in question is the Paul Newman Rolex Daytona. The history behind it is unclear. Some say that it was given to Paul Newman by Joanne Woodward when he started racing, while some say that it was given to him while filming Winning in 1968 or 1969. We may not be sure which version is true, but we're sure about one thing. The Paul Newman Daytona once broke the record for the most expensive wristwatch sold at an auction. Number 7. Jacob & Company Billionaire Watch, $18 million. Staying true to its name, the Jacob & Company Billionaire Watch is worn by billionaires like Floyd Mayweather. It was produced in partnership with fashion label Billionaire. The watch is set with 260 carats of emerald-shaped diamonds. Meanwhile, the case is made with 18-karat white gold. Indeed, watch geeks can appreciate the movement through its skeleton design. It is equipped with a tourbillon escapement and has a power reserve of 72 hours. This just proves that the watch isn't just aesthetics. Number 6. Patek Philippe Henry Graves Supercomplication, $24 million. There's a reason why it bears the word super in its name. The Patek Philippe Henry Graves Supercomplication is one of the most complicated watches in the world. Commissioned by and named after Henry Graves Jr., this pocket watch took a total of 8 years to finish. Overall, it has 24 different complications. That includes Westminster chimes, a perpetual calendar, and sunrise and sunset times. Apart from those, this watch includes a personalized celestial map of New York, as seen from the apartment of Henry Graves on 5th Avenue. Number 5. Chopard 201-karat watch, $25 million. Not all that glitters is gold. Sometimes it's the Chopard 201-karat watch. This colorful timepiece is covered in 874 high-grade diamonds in various colors. They come in hues of yellow, blue, pink, among others. Within those stones, there are 3 bigger diamonds in the middle, and all of them are heart-shaped. When the wearer presses the spring-loaded mechanism, the trio of stones will open up to reveal the face of the watch. How cool is that? 4. Jaeger-LeCoultre Joaillerie 101 Manchette, $26 million. The Jaeger-LeCoultre Joaillerie 101 Manchette is a silver bracelet with a small hand-wound clock on it. Although it's small, the dial of the clock is protected by sapphire glass. Meanwhile, the bracelet is made with pure white gold. It is also embedded with 11 onyx gemstones and a whopping 576 pieces of diamonds. When it comes to the watch's timekeeping abilities, it is fitted with the Jaeger-LeCoultre Caliber 101. That caliber is remarkable for being one of the smallest movements in the world. Number 3. Breguet Grande Complication Marie Antoinette, $30 million. Aside from being one of the most expensive watches, the Breguet No. 160 Grand Complication, aka the Marie Antoinette, is also one of the most iconic. To illustrate, the construction of the watch finished in 1827, yet its technology was way ahead of its time. This is the reason why people call this masterpiece a poem in clockwork, and is considered as one of the most important timepieces ever made. This self-winding pocket watch contained every single complication known during that time, and those functions are the following: clock, perpetual calendar, minute repeater, thermometer, chronograph, power reserve, parachute, Joaille's own shock protection system, chime, independent second hands. Behind its features is an interesting story. Legend has it that the watch was commissioned by Count Hans Axel von Fersen, an alleged lover of the former Queen of France, Marie Antoinette. The watch was supposed to be a gift for the monarch, but due to unfortunate events, Marie Antoinette did not live to see the watch, as it was finished 34 years after her execution. Number 2. Graf Diamonds The Fascination, $40 million. Graf shows off their creativity with this 2-in-1 accessory, which is the second most expensive watch, called the Fascination. And in all fairness, it definitely fascinated us. At its original form, it is an exquisite timepiece studded with stones. These stones are made with 152.96 carats of fine white diamonds. But the dial in the center takes the spotlight. The dial is made with rare 38.13 carat D flawless pear-shaped diamond that's polished and cut by Graf. If you accidentally remove the centerpiece, don't panic. You didn't break it. In fact, it was intentional. You'll be enchanted once you realize that the removable part can be worn as a ring. The feat was so impressive that Forbes described it as a masterful work of metallurgy and gem setting. It's no wonder why it is one of the most expensive watches this 2020. Number 1. Graf Diamonds Hallucination, $55 million. You are not hallucinating. Despite its name, the Graf Diamonds Hallucination costs $55 million, and it takes the number 1 spot on the list of expensive watches. At first glance, it looks more like jewelry than a watch. The whole unit is adorned with rare diamonds amounting to a total of 110 carats. But that's not all. If you look closely, you'll see that the diamonds are cut into different shapes like heart, marquise, diamond, etc. These were placed one by hand by professional gem setters. In the middle of it all is the watch's dial, powered by an accurate quartz movement. Which one of these was your favorite? Let us know in the comments down below. We hope you enjoyed watching today's video, and if you really do, then please give this video a thumbs up, and for more videos like this one, subscribe to the channel.